This is Chicago Public Service Programming, operating 24 hours daily on 770 kHz. The time is 3:04 p.m. Here are the local traffic headlines for today, March 24, 2026. Interstate 55 from Lakeshore Drive to Dan Ryan Expressway is closed due to a trucking accident. The truck is on fire, but is not confirmed to have any hazardous material. Car-only detour routes are: follow United States Route 41, Lakeshore Drive, down to West 31st Street. From there, turn right, and proceed 5 miles to Archer Avenue. From there, turn left, and proceed 1 mile to Damon.
We interrupt programming at the request of the Chicago Fire Department.
Please stand by for an administrative message from the Chicago Fire Department.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Chicago Fire Department. A truck containing hazardous chemicals has crashed on Interstate 55 near mile. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Chicago Fire Department. A truck containing hazardous chemicals has crashed on Interstate 55 near mile marker 293 northbound. The truck has been reported to be on fire. Toxic chemicals are being released as a result. At this time, all residents in downtown Chicago are advised to shelter in place until further notice. Shelter in place: take the following actions. Go immediately indoors. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning appliances. Seal all cracks with tape or wet towels. Have a battery-operated radio. In addition, a red flag warning is also in effect for the Chicago metropolitan area. Given the recent dry humidity and gusty winds, this fire may also have the potential to spread. Stay tuned to local news and radio outlets for further information on this developing situation.
This concludes this administrative message for the Chicago area. We now return to our regular programming.
This is Chicago Public Service Programming, operating 24 hours daily on 770 kHz. The time is 3:27 p.m. Possible wildfire developing on Interstate 55 near mile marker 293. This is due to a truck fire and fire weather conditions across the area. This fire also contains toxic chemicals. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has been called to deliver air masks from building to building in case of an evacuation order. Do not go outside. If you go outside, you may be putting your life in extreme danger. This is an activation of the State of Illinois Emergency Alert System. The governor has activated the emergency alert system due to a wildfire containing toxic chemicals. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. Level 3 evacuation order has been issued for all of downtown Chicago. A large wildfire containing toxic chemicals from a trucking accident that has occurred on Interstate 55 has been reported by emergency management officials. This wildfire has increased in size over the past few minutes. Due to the hazardous air quality, and the fire having the potential to spread wider within the next few minutes, you should avoid going outdoors until FEMA reaches your location, with air tanks for your safety during evacuation. Sadly, the fire is spreading quicker than the FEMA officials, so you may not be evacuated in time. Thousands of injuries have been reported with this massive fire, as well as around 500 fatalities. All travel in the Chicago area is now being discouraged unless it is for evacuation purposes. Please stay tuned for further updates regarding this situation. Message being broadcast at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. A large wildfire is occurring in downtown Chicago. As of 4:19 p.m., the wildfire has doubled in size, resulting in a doubled number of fatalities and injuries. At least 20,000 people in northern portions of downtown have been evacuated safely. However, no one in the southern area was reported to have been safe. As of 4:12 p.m., the following message is transmitted at the request of the Cook County Police Department. There is a 911 telephone outage affecting downtown Chicago due to massive fire damage to fiber optic cable. If you have an emergency, call 911 from a cellular telephone. Coming out of downtown Chicago. At 4:28 p.m., the Willis Tower has collapsed, as well as other structures in the downtown area have sustained major damage. At least half of the city is without power, and the air has become majorly intoxicated. All of the Chicago area is now being asked to immediately head to their basements. 6 public shelters have been designated for public use during the fire. All communications are currently down, and fire helidecs are now attempting to put out the fires. The first shelter is being designated at the secret basement of the John Hancock Tower. The second shelter. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. The city of Chicago has reported a large wildfire. Travel to Chicago has been banned, as travel to this area is not safe. At least 5,000 fatalities have occurred as the fire septupled in size over the past few hours. This fire has also produced widespread smoke containing hazardous chemicals from the fire. The smoke has been reported as south as Huntsville, Alabama, and as north as Fort Severn, Ontario. It was reported as east as New York City, and as west as Denver, Colorado. Due to the nature of this emergency, all residents in the United States are now being asked to shelter in place until further notice. Please stay tuned as more information will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WGN. This station will continue to serve the Chicago area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Chicago area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone lines will be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated.